Welcome back to Racing WA TV for the 5th here at Kalgoorlie. It's the high-grade personnel handicap over 1,300 metres. And Riley, it's been a favourite stay so far here at the KBRC, but you're looking for some value here in the 5th.
I am, Lockie. I'm looking for a little bit of value here in race number 5. I thought it was a really tricky race, and the interesting aspect of this race, Lockie, is which form reference do you follow? A lot of these horses are coming out of a last start run, either in behind Don't Wait for Luck, who was so dominant and impressive in winning that last race, and also Secret Style. So two of the more impressive horses we've seen in Kalgoorlie this season. You have to choose which of those form lines you want to follow, which I thought made this race pretty tricky.
Let's have a look at the horses in the yard, and we'll start with our top weight in a Cracker for Peter Fernie and Troy Turner.
This still relatively lightly raced 4-year-old Lockie has been going well without winning this campaign, and think he comes through the A1 form reference for this race behind Secret Style. He got to the line well late after getting right back off the speed, and while he didn't exactly savage the line, he hit the line like he'd appreciate the extra real estate here up to 1,300 metres, and there are certainly no Secret Styles in this field. It looks to be a relatively thin Class 2 contest. He'll get back, we know that, but with some 3-deep cover from the barrier and a back to follow into a race that doesn't look to have a great deal of speed, he should be finishing off strongly.
He's a $9 chance. The 2 is Big Player for Peter Fernie and Lucy Fury.
Broke through at start number 16 for his maiden victory last time out, but has to carry an additional kilo here, stepping up into Class 2 company. He would need to elevate again.
3 Top Fun, Brian Allen and Braden Garth combined.
Went around a big price in that same form reference race behind Secret Style last start, and I thought he went super. Braden Garth was able to lob him in a position midfield from barrier 4, but I thought his work late and through the line, despite the run he had, was terrific. He went straight past Cracker over the concluding stages. He's drawn to enjoy a very soft run here from another favourable alley. I think he'll run a race.
The 4 Flober for Brett Drury and Chloe Azzopardi.
They were taking ground off this horse late last start at 1,200 metres, Lockie, when holding on for second behind Secret Style. But I actually really like how this race looks to map for this horse, who I thought could work across and find the front with some positivity early. And I think from there, she could be able to dictate proceedings here, Chloe Azzopardi. And if she can get control in front in a race that doesn't look to have a great deal of early speed engaged, I think this horse might take some running down.
5, she's got the lot, Helen Harding, Lakdaramoli.
This horse enjoys a soft run here from the barrier, Lockie, but has just been a little plain in 2 runs since joining the Racing Brigade on the Goldfields.
6, Lucky Lily, has blinkers on, visors off for Peter Fernie and Natasha Faithfull.
This horse really caught my eye, Lockie, when she entered the yard here today. I think this mare has got some ability. Her win back at Bunbury in early July and the turn of foot she displayed that day was really impressive. And while she didn't set the world on fire in her 3 runs following that effort, she returned to some form behind Don't Wait for Luck last time out, finishing off hard into second. The blinkers go on for the first time. She's back to 1,300 metres, which I think suits, and she'll truck up along the fence and wait for a split late under Tash Faithfull. This mare, Lockie, could prove a very handy acquisition, I think, for Peter Fernie if she continues to improve.
7, Ruling Dame. Peter Fernie trains once again. Willie Pike takes the ride on the second line of betting at $4.60.
You said to me off air, Lockie, that this mare should have probably won a few more races over the course of her career, and I tend to agree. She's run some cracking races and hasn't had a great deal of luck go her way at times, and that has made her hard to catch. And even with the services of William Pike last time out, she's only been fair in 2 runs on the Goldfields. I expect she ends up a long way back from the barrier with it all to do in a race where there doesn't look to be a great deal of tempo, which I think might be against her.
8, Mariah, Brett Drury, Clint Johnson-Porter.
This is a get-back run-on type who I don't think is suited with how I expect this race shapes up from a tempo perspective or dropping back in trip to the 1,300 metres.
9, Fiendish, Nev Newton, Keshaw Duran.
Got home okay up along the inside on the fence last start. He's relatively consistent, should enjoy a sweet trip from the barrier, but he's a horse who doesn't win out of turn.
10, Finance Star, Paul Rowe, Luke Campbell.
This horse brings some intrigue, an Eastern States acquisition for Paul Rowe, having his first run in WA. He hasn't been seen yet publicly. His clear career best run, Lockie, was a dominant maiden win at Wodonga over a mile, so he might just find this a little bit sharp and improve for having this run under the belt.
And 11, Triggerfinger for Paul Tapper and Christy Bennett.
This horse is back in grade to a Class 2, which suits this galloper, who can roll and lob in a lovely spot from the barrier, but he would need to improve on what he has been producing to be troubling the scorer here.
Horses are behind the gate, and a Lucky Lily is your favourite at $3.40 with the stablemate in Ruling Dame on the second line of betting at $4.80. Riley, How did you order the 4?
I went looking for a bit of value here, Lockie, and I'm going to give strong pushes for both the 4, Flobar, and the 3, Top Fun, who I think go around at very backable prices for horses that were very good last start and could find this race pan out for them quite nicely, especially if Flobar can find her way to the front and Chloe Azzopardi can control things. I certainly think that this horse can give a great sight from 3, Top Fun, who I thought hit the line super last start behind Secret Style. 1 in for 3rd, Lockie, was Wanna Cracker, who I thought got to the line behind Secret Style in that same race, nicely late as well, suited stepping up and trip. And I threw in the 6, Lucky Lily, who really caught my eye when she walked into the yard, in for 4th. I just think she might need a little bit of luck. She'll get back, she'll be on the fence, but if Natasha Faithfull finds a split with her, then she's going to be surging through that gap late. And we saw in that last race, that last start form reference behind Don't Wait for Luck is certainly very strong. So my numbers here, Lockie, went searching for a bit of value in a tricky race, 4, 3, 1 and 6, with the 4, Flobar, on top from an each way perspective.
4, Flobar on top for Riley with a good push for the 3, Top Fun, both at each way prices ahead of race number 5 here at Kalgoorlie. Here's Royce Newton for the call.
There's Finance Star, locked away, former Eastern Stater. So Ruling Dame to come forward, which will leave Big Player as the last. So Big Player comes up. This is the high grade personnel. Stand by. We're set. 1,300 to run. They're off in the 5th, and it was a bit of a scattered dispatch. Ruling Dame straight out the back door, likewise with Fiendish with early speed, Triggerfinger. Together with also Big Player and Flobar making a line of 3 up front. They were being followed next of all by Lucky Lily. A length then just back in behind these, we've got She's Got the Lock. They were being followed next of all by Top Fun, Fiendish, with 4 behind him, including Mariah. Also back there, we've got Ruling Dame, Wanna Cracker, and at the tail, it's Finance Star. So 800 metres to run, and it's Triggerfinger who's setting an honest pace, shows away by 2. Flobar second, Big Player is third. They will follow a further 4 lengths then to Lucky Lily. They're spread out on the Charles Street side. She's Got the Lot was next on the outside of Top Fun. Then we had Fiendish. Well back to Ruling Dame, together with also Wanna Cracker, Mariah, and it's Finance Star at the tail. 400 metres to run as heads turn for the judge. It's Triggerfinger, off and gone. Shows out by 2.5, Flobar. Lucky Lily starting to get warm. Big Player getting off the fence. She's Got the Lot down the outside, and then the rest were headed by Fiendish. Inside the final 200, it's Lucky Lily who hit the lead from Triggerfinger. Lucky Lily, then Triggerfinger running on Top Fun with Fiendish down the outside, but it's Lucky Lily who's home, goes on and wins. Lucky Lily defeats Top Fun, Fiendish third. They were followed in by Big Player. Then we had Flobar, next in Ruling Dame. Didn't justify that price. Triggerfinger capitulated, followed in next of all by Wanna Cracker. She's Got the Lot. A big space then to Finance Star, who crossed the line with Mariah. Another winner here for Peter Fernie. This time Natasha Faithfull in the saddle. Lucky Lily. Another favourite home at Kalgoorlie. I think the last 4 races have been favourites. And the second favourite won the first in Cretisis, so it's been a favourite backer's day. Lucky Lily with a well-timed ride there by Natasha Faithfull. She was able to utilise barrier 1. Top Fun has run second, hit the line strong. Number 9, Fiendish, gets third, and 2 will get 4th. That's Big Player. Numbers 6, 3, 9 and 2. 6, 3, 9 and 2. 2 3/4 by a long head. But it's another winner for Peter Fernie in the high-grade personnel handicap. Lucky Lily for Pete Fernie. Natasha Faithfull by Santos from Happy Pilgrim, owned by T. Scott, D. Sheehan, K. Blackburn and A. Scott. Second in was the 3, Top Fun, Brian Allen and Braden Garth, combining by Top Echelon from Red Ocean, owned by Josie Allen, K. Hurst, Kev Spicer, Daryl Chisholm, M. Kent and G. Lynch. Third in was the 9, Fiendish for Nev Newton, Keshel Duran by Panzer Division from Petite Diablosi, owned by R. Newton, C. Newton, L. Newton, C. Newton and N. Newton. And fourth in is the 2 big player, Pete Fernie and Lucy Fiore. 6-3-9-2, 2 3/4 by a long head as these runners return to the enclosure after the running of race number 5. You'll need the 6 to be alive in the main quaddie. That's your first leg. Lucky Lily getting the job done. Race 6 is next. It's the Tom Sayers Memorial Sprint over the 1300. The scratching is number 3, Defending. Leaves us with a field of 10 to go around. Your favourite is number 5, Colossal, at even money with Tab Touch. Even money, Colossal. Number 5 for William Pike and Grant and Alana Williams. They're looking for a treble on the card today with the Coolgardie Sprint winner from our last meeting on Coolgardie Cup Day. Others well thought of in that market. High Pressure at $6.50, Dance of Thunder and Laquetta's Gift both at $8.50. That's the market. It's 33 minutes away, the Tom Sayers Memorial Sprint. In the meantime, numbers 6-3-9-2 interim after the running of race number 5.
Boys, I'm now catching up with winning trainer Peter Fernie. Pete, Lucky Lily. The speed was on and Tash gave her a lovely ride.
Beautiful ride, absolutely fantastic. Tash, she hopped off the fence when she early in the race, so she could give her every chance because she's been dropping the bit a little bit. She got her off the fence and just rode her absolutely perfect.
With the benefit of the blinkers going on today, how did you assess the way she travelled today in comparison to previous runs where, as you said, she has had the tendency to drop the bridle?
Yeah, she travelled a lot better today. Tash done a really good job. It was her suggestion last week to put the blinkers on it, so I'm very, very happy that she made that suggestion to me because she went really good.
Who's the pick of the runners in the Tom Sayers Memorial Sprint?
Oh, well, I don't know. Got too many of them. I think Laquetta's Gift will go quite good down the bottom with no weight.
That's good enough for me. Well done.
Thanks.
There's Peter Fernie and here's Tash Faithfull catching up with Riley.
Tash, you got a really good wrap there from Peter Fernie for the ride aboard this slightly raced mare. Was it always the plan to try and get her off the fence from that inside barrier early?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't want to be stuck behind too many horses that weren't travelling, and it's just a little bit tricky to ride because she never wants to travel into the race early. So you sort of got to try and find that balance of not driving her insane to hold a spot, but also, you know, not getting too far back. So I was pretty wrapped when I got the opportunity to get off the fence so I could track her into it.
She's still relatively lightly raced. Did she give you a feel of a mare who could really go on with it now and try and string a few wins together?
Yeah, I think so. I think that if she steps up to a mile, it'll help her a bit travel in the race for the early part. So, yeah, I think just keep stepping up in distance and she'll win a couple more.
You ride Red Cadillac in the Boulder Cup in the feature a little bit later on this afternoon. She was a really good run in the Coolgardie Cup in the lead up today. Do you give her a good chance at each way odds?
Yeah, I think she's a cheeky chance. Like, everything's raised a couple of kilos and she's been lucky enough to stay on the minimum. So you think if she gets a good run, she'll be right there.
Well done on the win. Terrific ride.
Thank you.
There's Tash Faithfull combining with Peter Fernie and Lucky Lily taking out race number 5 here at the KBRC.